What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Always good to be back out here on the water, and we are out on Lake Jordan today on the Coosa River, and I'm sitting here just idling along fishing. Actually, I hadn't made a cast yet, have not made a cast yet, but what I want to talk about today, little short video, is my mentality while I'm fishing a bank or idling down a bank, and my bait selections, and like literally getting in that tournament mindset before I even show up. Okay, so, and what I mean by saying that is there's so many possibilities this time of year in the fall. Okay, I love throwing top waters, I love throwing a vibrating jig, I love throwing jerk baits, but as I'm going down these banks, I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at everything possible down through here, okay? So I've got a big selection of rods on my deck today, and when I'm going down the bank, all right, for example, right now, this is my mentality. Now keep in mind, your strengths, everybody's strengths are different. If I'm in a tournament and I'm fishing this bank, okay? If I'm fishing this bank right now, I'm looking at wood, I'm looking at docks, I'm looking at grass, I'm looking at this crane on the bank right here. Alright, let's say we're throwing the trolling motor down. I'm going to fish all the way down this bank and try to catch as many as I can, maybe a couple big ones. I'm throwing a buzz bait, okay? I'm going to swim a jig through this grass right here. There's two rods. I got a top water, like a walking bait tied on. I'm going to throw that on that seawall right there, okay? I'm going to pull out a jerk bait. That's three rods. I'm going to pull out a jerk bait. I'm going to throw it at the tip of this dock right here. There may be some brush on the tip of it. That's four rods. I'm immediately going to pick up a jig. I'm going to pitch it underneath the dock, skip it. If I don't get a bite, that's five rods. I'm going to pick up, probably either swim a jig through this grass. It's kind of thin, I ain't going to flip that, but I'm going to swim a jig, okay? I'm going to pick my jerk bait back up. I'm going to throw it off the tip of this point. Like a little catfish alley. How about that? I'm probably not going to fish in there because there ain't nothing but catfish in there. That's catfish alley. What I'm trying to tell you guys is, you see anglers such as Kevin, J-Dub, or myself, or any of these guys that have been doing this a long, long time. I mean, let's throw out P.E., Paul Elias, okay? They're all going to fish these banks different, all right? And I get questions all the time from high school anglers, local fishermen, weekend fishermen. What separates a good angler from a great angler on the water? Can y'all guess? You know, comment below. I know the answer. I do know. It's right here, man. It's right here. It's that mentality. It's mechanically, I've said this a bunch of times, mechanically, it is very hard to separate yourself nowadays in bass fishing, okay? Very hard. I mean, dude, I've been in the boat with kids that can skip a dock right there. It's just as good as anybody. But the mentality while I'm fishing, understanding and paying attention, not getting lazy, having a big selection of rods on your deck, that actually is a train wreck up there. But I can fish any piece of cover or in any instance. You know, for example, moving down through here, I'm skipping that dock right there. I might throw a vibrating jig along. I'm throwing a top water down this seawall. I got a little wood coming up. I'm looking on the bank for maybe a lay down log that comes out, like that one. I'm looking for these lay downs right here. I'm gonna throw a top water, like a walking bait through those. All right? That's a fresh tree. There might be some mayflies around it. Who knows? Moving on to some grass. I got a little thicker grass, and I got a mat right here. I'm gonna swim a jig through this. I'm gonna flip this mat. Skip a jig underneath that. I'm gonna throw a jerk bait or a top water on that piece of wood. Like, I've got a ton of selections. These fish, they're offering me right here. And instead of going down a bank with a one bait mentality, a shaky head. Oh, I love throwing a spinnerbait. That's my confidence bait. Just throwing a spinnerbait around every piece of wood. Have a big selection. It's fall. Let's feed these fish. I'm trying to feed y'all. You know what I'm saying? I might make a shirt saying that. I'm trying to feed some fish. You know what I mean? So give them a big selection. And get out there and go catch some bass. I'm just trying to get the wheels turning for y'all. You know what I mean? Like you gotta put the worm down. I keep trying to tell you, put the worm down. Set the shaky head down. Unbelievable. Now I ain't gonna lie, I'd probably throw a shaky head on that dock right there. There might be one on it. Might be a little brush around it. I don't know, let's see. There ain't no brush around it. I ain't throwing shaky head. If you're on your home lake and you're wanting to expand your fishing knowledge, okay? Get out of the same routine, pick up some new baits, have a big selection of rods and reels up there. I ain't saying go buy 30 rods, you ain't gotta have a bunch of rods. If I could go and catch them on a buzz bait down this whole bank, that's what I'd do. But fishing pressure and the time of year is really important. Fishing pressure is huge. You have to do what someone else ain't doing. If this is a really good pocket, you know what everybody's gonna do. They're gonna run in here and throw a topwater around them seawalls. They ain't even gonna fool with skipping underneath them docks. It takes too much time. Them fish are more pressure. They're more apt to be under the docks nowadays. They're more apt to be in that little nook and cranny where they're safe. Y'all get out here and get after it, man. Look, I'm trying to get the wheel turning. What's going on? Doing all right? Doing good. You're about to catch a bass, hopefully. I was about to catch one. I got a baby. I got a baby. Something my little puppy. Who's your baby? Buddy, when they get the side of this stuff, I'm telling you. Why? It's a baby. God, he got some chompers on him, dude. Holy big dog. Look at the teeth on that one. Don't close your mouth. Look at the teeth on him. Bow! Dingy?
Yeah, save that fish. He got you an old largemouth.
He jetted out of that brush pile and come up and bit it, son.
You went and got you a largie.
That stinky thing, I'm throwing him back.
Don't you do it.